Hello, Algebra 2 class. Once again, we're going to be going over the distributive property. I wanted to show you maybe an example of this one because I knew this one confused a few of you. And then after that, I'm actually going to group them up in a slightly different way. That way, you can see maybe a way of grouping them that might make a little more sense to you. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we have x minus 8 parentheses squared. So what does that square mean? All right, so if you think of something like this, if we have 2 squared, what does that equal? Well, we know that equals 2 times 2 because the square is telling you how many times this number is being multiplied by itself. In this case, we have this whole thing squared. So when we go to rewrite that, we're going to rewrite that as x minus 8 times, it's this whole thing multiplied by itself how many times? That's right, you got it correct, twice. So we need to do it twice. Cool. Now that we're at this step, all we need to do, let me find my red marker, which I should have right around here. While I explain this is all we need to do is now we need to multiply. We need to use the distributive property. Everything here has to multiply everything here. So we're going to take this x and it's going to multiply with x. Okay, so we're going to get parentheses x times x plus, okay, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this x, so this times this is x times x, which is why I have it here. Then we're going to take this x and that's going to multiply with negative 8, so x times negative 8. So now we have something that looks like this. We're going to have x times negative 8, okay, plus, now we took this and we multiplied this x with x and we multiplied this x with negative 8. Now we need to take this negative 8 here on this side now and multiply it with everything in here. So we're going to get negative 8 times x. So we're going to get negative 8 times x. Okay, and then we're going to take this and multiply it over here, and we're going to get plus negative 8 times negative 8. Okay, so now all we need to do is we just need to simplify this. To do that, we're going to take here, what's x times x? Well, that's just x squared. Okay. I'm going to write that maybe a little better for you. Okay. X times x is just x squared. So we took care of this. Plus, well, x times negative 8, that's just the same thing as plus negative 8x. And here we have plus negative 8x. Well, negative 8 times x is just going to be the same thing, plus negative 8x. Okay. Now, as you can see here, you might be wondering, whoa, how can you do that? Okay, and so basically, I'll give you a quick example right in this little box right here. Okay, when we're multiplying numbers together, we have x times negative 8 and we have negative 8 times x. It doesn't matter which order we have it in because think about it. What's 2 times 3? Well, 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, and what's 3 times 2? Well, 3 times 2 is 6. So it doesn't matter if it's 2 times 3 or 3 times 2. It doesn't matter which way we flip it or not, it's going to equal 6. So that's the same thing here. All I did was just put the negative 8 in front of the x. Negative 8 times x plus, and then negative 8 times x. I just like it so that they both look identical to each other. Okay, now we're going to have plus. Well, negative 8 times negative 8 is, that's right, 64. So remember, a negative times a negative is a positive. 8 times 8 is 64. Okay. Now now we need to combine like terms. So we look, so we have x squared. Is there anything else that we have written down that has x squared and an exponent of 2? Well, nope, nope, and no. So we only have one x squared. Okay. And we're going to have plus, well, if you look here, we have negative 8x plus negative 8x. Both of these negative 8s have an x attached to it, and they're all to the exponent of 1, x to the 1, x to the 1. So we can combine like terms. So what's negative 8x plus negative 8x? Well, that's negative 16x. Okay. Plus, now this is our only constant term. There's no other term here that has 64. So plus 64. Okay. At this point, we are finally finished. We have simplified this as far as possible that we needed to. Hopefully this helped.